Today on the workbench we have a Sony DCS-D770 camera. This is from about 1999, and this is a professional camera by Sony, even though in today's standards, today's world, we would call it a bridge camera, but this was their pro camera. Now they also sold another version prior to this called the D700. It's essentially the same camera. This one here has a little bit more megapixels and a few different changes, but otherwise it's all the same camera. This camera does work. This is one of my favorite cameras. The megapixels on this guy is massive, and not everybody could afford this camera because how massive it is. That's right, 1.5 megapixels. That's right. I personally enjoy cameras that are, 5 megapixels or less the better. This is a completely fully automatic and manual camera, and as stated, it's one of my favorite cameras. I definitely enjoy it. And as you saw on the description of the video, what we're going to do to this today is we need to replace the internal battery, the little button battery. It no longer keeps the date and time, so every time the camera is powered off or falls asleep, you lose that feature and you have to reset it, which becomes a challenge each time. Doesn't make shooting the camera a joy. First thing we need to do is let's go ahead and check it. Make sure we don't have a video card in there, and we do. So we want to go ahead and remove this. Now this is, as you see, a PCMCI adapter with a compact flash card. Set that aside. Next, we want to ensure we have no battery in here, which we probably do. And then we have the screws here on the bottom we need to remove. And once we remove those screws, we have 4 screws here on the back somewhere. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm hoping at a minimum I do fix the camera. I'm hoping at a maximum I don't goof it up. I haven't been too good at putting cameras back together once I tear them apart. So we'll see if I'm any better at this today. Inside there's several boards sandwiched all together. I'm not sure which board the battery's on, so we will be exploring that. I do have the service manual on hand, and I'm referring to that behind me. But even the service manual don't tell me where the button battery is. All it says is it has one, and if it needs to be changed, take it to a service center. Again, the service manual told me that. Actually, I guess we should take the screws off at the bottom first. We'll have a total of 9 screws here on the bottom to remove. Okay, this is awesome. Just found the battery. So I do not have to disassemble this any further. That's amazing. Alright, so this takes a 2025. I'm so jazzed that I don't have to tear this thing apart any further. You see it's the original Sony battery in there. So that's awesome. Alright, now that I know what it is and where it's at, let's go ahead and let me go grab another battery. I'll be right back. Alright, got a new 2025 battery. And let's go ahead and install this. And let's go ahead and put this back together. One thing to note on these screws, they are all the same size. So you don't have to worry about getting them in any particular order or which hole they came out of. Different sizes, etc. Now I just put those in loosely so I could put the rest in. You never really want to tighten down your screws because things can and will need to shift about. So you want to give it breathing room to do just that. Alright, now we'll go ahead and tighten it down. Whoops, got one more screw. One more screw. That always happens. You always end up with parts, spare parts. Oh, there we go. Didn't see where it went. Thought I'd put them all in there. Alright, so now we'll go ahead and tighten it down. You don't want to wrench it down. Nice firm. This is pretty easy as far as locating the battery. I've had some that you've had to just completely disassemble and gut in order to access the battery, and then it's like good luck trying to put it back together. Haven't been too successful. I've got other cameras I need to do this to and been reluctant to because of that issue. But this was very easy and a breeze. If I would have known this, I'd have did this a while ago when the battery started giving issues. You'll generate a error code on the screen. I think it's error 11, and then it just stops holding the date and time. Let's go ahead and put a battery in. Okay, so that all worked just fine. We'll put the memory card back in. Let's go ahead and turn it on. Let me turn this light off. Alright, and let's go ahead and set the date and time. Let's just give it anything above the default. Let's go ahead and turn the camera off. And turn it back on. I guess I should have did the a demo of this before we started to show that that was the problem, but you could trust me. I'm a used car salesman. There we go. So that's perfect. It held. Alright, so now that the camera's fixed, I have a photo shoot I'm going to be doing tomorrow. I'm going to take it out with me, and it's not going to be the primary camera, but it'll be backup camera, dorking camera. So, all right, well, there we go. We both learned something new and easy. How to change a battery on a Sony DCS-D770. And again, I would imagine it's going to be the same on its previous model, the D700. Thank you very much for watching. Do appreciate it. And we will catch you in the next video. Brought to you by Vintage Electronics Geek. Me, Jack. See ya.